All right, it is April 12th, and guys, we are off to a really phenomenal start this month. I'm seeing so many new coaches on the board, which is so freaking cool to me. As I was going through and getting the Success Club board prepared for tomorrow and getting it started, I was just seeing so many new names, and it was just really, really cool to be able to put those on there. So congratulations if you're on the board, if you're a new coach and you are on the board and you're moving your way toward Success Club this month, then that's phenomenal. So congratulations. How many of you are on the Success Club board by show of hands? Awesome. Erica is, Stephanie, Katie Ann, Mara, Lizzie, Melanie's on, I know that. Awesome. Well, I have a whiteboard in front of my desk, and I have seen a ton of different, like having my coaches, we have like, I think 6 locked in now, and it's pretty awesome. It's really cool to see. So that means we're changing a lot of lives. So congratulations on that. As you guys know, the prize this month is a backpack, and it's pretty legit. So if you're going to Summit, you're really going to want that backpack, because if you don't have it, then you'll probably just be like an outsider, you know, all the people that have them. So just kidding. But anywho, whenever Mackenzie decides to come on, I'll introduce her. But I'm going to text her because I don't know where she is. And let's see here. I know, that's so true. All right. But I want to go over, I guess, really quickly while we wait for her to come on. We have our team call schedule that was posted. I posted it yesterday to kind of let you guys know what was coming up over the next couple weeks. And what we have coming up, we have obviously Treating This Like a Business with Mackenzie tonight. Next week, I realized that I had all of these people asking me to do this presentation, the one that I did for Austin, or where was I? San Antonio. The one I did for San Antonio's Super Saturday. I did it for Brad Bizjack's call, and everybody always asked me to come and do this presentation called Just Do It. And then I realized that I never did that for our team. And I was like, wow, the one presentation that people are asking for, I've never given you guys. So that's what next week's team call is going to be about. We're going to focus on just doing it. On April 26th, we have a wine and wine night. So on that call, it's a chance for new coaches, veteran coaches, you guys to kind of get on and just talk to each other and get to know each other and hear each other's whys. Our last one was really emotional. It was really amazing. Highly recommend that you guys all attend this. Get to know each other a little bit better. And I'll be in Punta Cana that week, so Erica will be posting the link for that. Just because I'm in Punta Cana and I'm not going to be here, that's like, doesn't mean that's like, okay, well, everybody, who gives a shit? Look, we're not going to go on the team call. Like, me and Katie Ann and Alicia will pop on that damn thing, and I will see who's there. I'm just kidding. I'm not really that crazy. But at the same time, I do want you guys to take advantage of this, because those team bonding nights are really important. They're exciting. And like I said, it was really awesome. On May 3rd, I am going to do a Punta Cana recap. I'm going to have my husband, Katie Ann and Alicia, speak on their takeaways from the trip and why they were there and what they got out of the trip and stuff like that, because it's going to probably it's a completely different experience than Summit. It's a completely different experience than other conferences and Super Saturdays. It's just like a time to have fun and network and get to be around corporate and things like that. So I'm going to let Zach and Katie Ann and Alicia talk. Zach's asked if he could go first, so that way he could leave, and I said that's fine. But it's kind of cool hearing it from somebody who's not a coach, right? And then people that are, and why you guys should try to shoot for Mexico next year. May 10th, we're going to do, Erica's going to be our guest speaker, which I'm excited about. She's going to be doing I'm Too Busy for This Business. A lot of people have trouble managing Beachbody with their full-time schedule. So Erica's going to be talking about how her schedule is absolutely insane, but she makes this work, how she got to 1 star by balancing this just crazy business and everything else she has to go on in her life. May 17th, Rebecca is going to be our guest speaker, and she's going to be talking about when you're on with your journey, you're on with your business. So the importance of being proof the products work. And then May 24th will be another wine and wine night. So we're going to be doing that once a month now, so that way we're bonding as a team and making sure that we're taking a step away from just talking about business all the time and just really getting to know each other, which I think is extremely, extremely important. So All right, that's what we have coming up over the next couple of weeks. Anybody have any recognition or anyone they want to shout out for this week?
I want to shout out Melanie for signing up her first customer.
Yay! Oh my gosh, she's killing it.
Yeah, she really is. So I just wanted to tell her that I'm proud of you, and that the fact that your posting is on point and you'll be emerald before you know.
She's halfway there, guys. She's killing it. Way to go, Melanie.
Thank you.
Officially tomorrow, Becca will be, sorry, I was just frozen for a second. Becca will be emerald tomorrow, officially. I shouted it out earlier in the week, but it will go in act tomorrow.
Go Becca. Awesome. Congratulations. I have 2 shout outs. I have Rachel Dennison and Courtney Brown. They are 2 brand new coaches, and they both have officially locked in Success Club in their first month of Success Starters, and it's only April 12th, which makes me super, super excited. We have Ellie already on the board, new coach. We have, I think that's all for new coaches, but that's really, really awesome. Really, really awesome to see that. Anybody else? Awesome. All right. Well, I'm really excited about tonight's call because I know that a lot of you guys are not in the Misfit Legion page because I just don't, it gets to a point where like there's just too many pages. And as much as I would love for you guys to be in that page, I know a lot of you, if you were with me for probably over a year, you probably are in that page. But I got to the point where I just was like, okay, our team's growing really big. As you guys saw, we have 120 people on our team page now. I don't want to make you be like, new coach page, personally sponsored page, Kelsey's page, Misfit Legion, team drop the cookie, and I swear it goes all the way up. And I was just like, okay, I kind of have to cut it off. So Mackenzie spoke on the Misfit Legion call last week. And every time that I have a chance to hear Mackenzie speak, it's always extremely inspiring. But here's the thing. I got on Misfit Legion's team call last night, and none of you were there because none of you were on the team page, which makes sense, right? So I was like, okay, Mackenzie, you need to come on this call and tell my team what you just told us, because I feel like it's something we all need to hear. Mackenzie, I have watched grow since the very beginning, so I get to do like an introduction that's super cheesy and corny instead of like all the official stats, because Mackenzie is one of the very few coaches that I have seen just like go completely 180 in this business, and it's been so humbling and so incredible to watch her do that. Going from somebody who was kind of flooded with a lot of self-doubt, didn't know she was made for this, didn't know if she could cut it and do this. She skyrocketed to diamond. She's going to tell you the story, but she skyrockets to diamond and then loses it and then has to try to find her way back up and do it the right way. I mean, she's been through ups and downs, and she picked up, moved to Florida on a whim, and recently, as of a month ago, quit her job. Like, it seems like she's reckless, but it's all working out really, really well for her. And I am so excited that she's here. She's currently a diamond coach. She is ranked, I think you're in the top 200, top 300 now, right? She's bobbling in between like 300 and 400 right now, which is incredible. She is, let's see here, Success Club 10 All-Star, I'm pretty sure now, or Legend, right? You're a Legend? Success Club 5 Legend, Success Club 10 All-Star.
Success Club 10 All-Star, yeah.
I should have all this in front of me, but I'm just kind of like I told you, I'm winging it. But yeah, we got to know each other from WVU. Whenever I was a waitress and she was a bartender, and we got to know each other there. And I was so dead set on becoming a reporter, and she was dead set on graduating and writing, and all. And we had our plans, and we got reconnected with Beachbody, and it's been super amazing. So tonight she's going to be talking to us about her journey and how she made the decision to overcome these excuses and overcome all these obstacles, because she's been through a lot, and I feel like all of us can relate from this, and tell us how she's made this entire transition in the past 30 days of being her 150% her own boss at this point. So Mackenzie, take it away, girlfriend.
Oh my God, Kelsey, thank you so much, guys. I'm wearing a Friends tank top because this is like the Friends team in my mind. And honestly, I love Kelsey. We know each other really well. If there's one person that I've looked up to probably, the most in a lot of ways in the last year, it's Kelsey, because she also is a coach that totally 180'd in this business. And just to let you guys know, like, that's totally possible. So don't think that you can't make that turnaround at any point. But I love speaking to this team. I feel super honored to speak to this team because you guys are kicking But seriously, in the top 100 cows, that's incredible. And you should be so proud and honored to be a part of something like that, because the ripple effect is huge. But I'll start running off of tangents, and I made myself write down notes so I would stay on course. Like Kel said, I love that I get to see you guys and share with you, because as much as it's great that our teams grow, you know, we all started kind of together. So it's really cool to be able to be here and talk to you guys. So I just hope that you see me as not maybe like the bubbly, reckless, I've never got that before, but that's great, person that I might come off as, because honestly, I just have as many fears, as many doubts, and as many, you know, questions that I've gone through too. I think we all have. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an idea of how I got started. I'm going to take you through my journey, and then I want to share with you my top lessons towards the end. So I started this, like she said, I graduated college. I did a program, never stuck with the program, but I stuck with one once I had my coach, once I had the groups. So I think we could all say that the reason we came into this from the very beginning was these workouts or the shakes, something changed your life to where you wanted to pay it forward. Am I right? Like, that's pretty much why we all came into this to begin with. And then you come into this and you're like, oh my God, like I could do so much. Like there's so many dreams that I can make come true here. This is such an incredible opportunity. And your mind starts like firing off like all of these incredible things. At least if it isn't, then you need to be dreaming bigger. But that can be a blessing, and it can also be a curse. You know, I fell very, very quickly into the I'm not good enough mentality. I suffered from that for a really, really, really long time, because I was dreaming so big, because I wanted so much, because I wanted my life to look a certain way. Instead of applying action toward that, I fell into this, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to get there, and this really bad and depressing comparison mode. And I've continued to hide behind, you know, the pretty shiny things on social media, but that's just not going to cut it forever. So guys, I failed a ton. I became a coach. Like Kelsey said, I was sharing my journey on social media. I already had a transformation, and I skyrocketed to diamond. But I got there because I signed up my mom and my best friend and someone else. And then I was like, oh my God, like, I'm a coach. Like, this is so cool. Like, awesome. And what happened? A couple weeks later, I dropped my diamond coach rank. I always was hitting Success Club though. And I know that Kelsey enforces this, because I know Kelsey enforces this. Guys, everybody should be enforcing this. Success Club is the single most important thing that you can be doing in your business. But I want you to check yourself on one thing really quick. And sorry if I start coming off super sassy and super like passion sweaty like Kels, but this is very serious to me when I say this. Those Success Club points only mean something if you're changing the lives behind those points. You cannot bring people on every single month. And this is what I was doing, because I was really good at talking on social media and talking to people. And I was on my own journey. I was sharing my results, but I wasn't changing lives behind the scenes. So the people behind Success Club is what we should be focusing on. The lives behind Success Club. Because I came up on my 1-year mark as a coach. I was a Success Club 10 All-Star, and I broke down in tears because I only had maybe 2 people that I truly had felt like I changed their lives from the inside out, that had sent me a transformation in 1 year as a coach. That's it. So yeah, I was a Success Club 10 All-Star. I had an amazing transformation. At this point, I had earned my diamond rank back, and I felt like a total failure because I didn't change any lives. I didn't truly do what a coach is supposed to be doing in this business. I was changing my life. I was hiding behind the really shiny things, like, you know, the pretty stuff on social media, and, you know, coming off as this like super tough, like accomplished girl. And I'll be honest, guys, I've spoke on this team call twice. And the first time it was because I earned my diamond rank back and I was on fire. I was feeling it. The second time was when I just recently moved to Jacksonville. I was a coach for a full-time for over a month, and I was speaking about social media. But both times I can confidently tell you that I was not doing the action behind the scenes that matched my words. I wasn't. Same thing. That's how I felt about Success Club. I was bringing on these people. I was a Success Club all-star. I was a diamond. But behind the scenes, I felt like a total failure. I felt like a total fraud. So if you're focusing on Success Club, I hope you're focusing on the lives that are behind it, because that's what we truly do as a coach. And if you can grasp that from day one, you're going to have a successful business. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I earned my diamond rank back, right? How did I do that? Well, I was put into a group. I pushed. Guess what I did every single day for I think it was 6 weeks. I woke up. I told myself I was going to become a diamond coach by the end of that group. I invited people. I posted on my social media. I shared the business opportunity, and I ran a challenge group. And guess what? I became a diamond coach at the end of that group. I, without failure, decided at the beginning of that I was going to be a diamond coach, and there was nothing stopping me. I got there, and I stopped working hard. I stopped doing the things that I was doing. I stopped being consistent. I thought that I was, I reached my goal, so now I can pull my foot off the pedal. And that's always been something that I've suffered from. That's one of those doubts in my mind. Okay, if I quit my job, what if I do really well and then I don't again? What if I do really well and then I don't again? That's just that mean, evil little bitchy voice in your mind that's trying to pull you away from the things that you're truly meant to be doing. So don't ever let off the pedal. If you get somewhere, you better be freaking going even faster to where you want to go next. I was consistent. I stopped working as hard. And guess what's going to drive you crazy in this business? Doing the same things over and over again and seeing the same result. So that's what I felt like my whole year last year was. I was like, why is nothing changing? I'm hitting Success Club. I'm posting every single day on my Facebook. I'm reading personal development. But what's going to drive you crazy is if you think you're doing the same actions over and over and over again and you're expecting to see the same result. That's the definition of insanity. We need to be doing those vital behaviors over and over again, but we need to be doing things that are harder. We need to be doing more. We need to read personal development that we need, not because we're just reading it to read it because it's on our list. We need to invite people that maybe we're afraid to invite. We need to invite 10 instead of 5. Because I can tell you right now, if you just continue doing the bare minimum in this business, you're going to wake up and be like, oh my gosh, this doesn't work. I don't know what I'm doing, but everything, this is a sham. This is a fraud. Because I know Kelsey will tell you, I'll tell you, Erica, Katie Ann, we'll tell you, we do our vital behaviors every single day. But we do them harder. We push ourselves outside of our comfort zones. We try harder. We do something that day that might have scared us a little bit. We invite more people. We post something vulnerable on Facebook. Because if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to have the same result at the end of the day. And you're going to drive yourself insane. Then you're going to tell yourself, I'm not good enough. I'm obviously not doing something right. I remember one time Kelsey posted in the team page that she sent 50 invites. And I was like, what? Huh? 50 invites? Are you crazy? Where do you even find 50 invites? I wouldn't even know where to start with something like that. There again, I was telling myself I wasn't good enough. I was telling myself that those things weren't possible. When at the end of the day, they're possible if you make them possible. You can't just continue to tell yourself that you're not this, you're not that, they've got this, they've got that. These are all the reasons that they're being successful, but this is the reason why you're not being successful. That's just going to drive you crazy. So here I am in Jacksonville. I had spent a month as a coach when I got here. I was like, all right, I'll give it a month, whatever. You know, I was like, I don't have to get a job right away. I was like, I'm going to be a coach full time. So guess what I did? Not enough work. Really honest, super, super transparent here. I was waking up every day and like loving life. I was like, oh my God, like I'm a full-time coach. I can just like go out to the grocery store whenever I want. Like I can go get my hair done. Like I was living it up. I was like, all right, I am full-time. This is awesome. But guess what? I was not working very hard. And guess what happened in a month? I had to go get a bartending job. Because I gave myself that option. I didn't wake up every single day with the audacity to say, you will never step back into a bar ever again. I woke up with a, we'll see. I'll wing it. I don't know what's going to happen. It's not really in my control. You know, will I bring on new coaches? Will I hit Success Club 20? Will I hit, you know, will I rank advance? I left that up to everybody else. When in reality, that's all on you. And I'll get to that. So I had to get another job. I just moved away from home. And honestly, guys, I look back at this and I'm like, I don't know how I survived this. I was so broken when I had to go get a job and my mom was coming down to visit me for the first time since I moved. I only got to spend one night and the day before she left on her flight with her because I had to go to work. Because I had to put all of my shifts that weekend so I could start working and start earning money. And it literally ripped me in half. It ripped me in half. And instead of me saying, oh my gosh, I need to work my freaking Beachbody business so this never has to be my life again, I said, look how you didn't work your business hard enough for that month and look at the position that you put yourself in. So now you had to get a job. Now you missed out on your family. You know, you messed it up. You're not good enough. There again was another moment where I didn't feel good enough to do this business. I didn't feel like I could invite 50 people a day. I didn't feel like I could be a full-time coach. Something wasn't adding up. I didn't have the work ethic. I didn't understand that it takes more than you guys probably think it does. That's not to scare you. That's to make you understand if you want more in this business, you've got to do more. You cannot think that the bare minimum will ever again be enough. You cannot wait until tomorrow anymore. You cannot lay your head down asleep. Same, Katie, and it took me 2 years, honey, I hear you. You cannot lay your head down anymore at night and say, I'll do it tomorrow. You can't lay your head down anymore at night and not have checked your coach online office, not have posted on your Facebook, I'm getting goosebumps, not check in your challenge group, not have an inbox that's freaking going like this, ding, 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 ding. And I don't mean that's on your phone, because turn your notifications off on your phone or you're going to freaking go crazy. But that inbox should never be quiet, because our business has to do with people. Yes, you're growing yourself, you're sharing your journey, but you are not what's important here anymore. The people and the lives that you're changing every single day are what's important. If you're not pouring yourself into those people, then you have not had a successful workday. All right, I got my job. It was fun. You know, I just moved to this city. I was like, oh my God, new people. I actually met the guy that I'm currently still with. Love my life. I'm so grateful for that. But I was freaking miserable. I was still hitting Success Club. Once again, I was still showing up. But there again, I was not taking responsibility for my business. I wasn't taking responsibility for it because I had something else that I could fall back on. I had a backup plan. And for the longest time, you know, and I don't know if your dream is to quit your job. I don't know what your dream is. But you've got to have something that you're working toward that is like a no fail, no way mentality. Otherwise, you're not going to take ownership. You're not going to check in. You're not going to stay afloat with everything. So I was a diamond, barely holding on, because one of the coaches who was holding me a diamond, I hadn't talked to in 4 months. She was an emerald coach. I had not talked to her in 4 months. And guess what happened one day? Guess what happened when I had the balls to log into my coach online office, because I literally used to avoid it because I was so afraid of what I was going to find. That coach went inactive. Right before the week before qualification to go to Misfit Legion's Diamond Retreat. So there I was, alone, crying in my bedroom, because I was, talk about not feeling good enough. My best friend is my upline coach. I wanted nothing more than to be at that retreat. That retreat meant so much to me. We talked about it forever. It meant so much to me. And it was on my shoulders that I let it get there. I wasn't proactive. I avoided my business because I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of that coach going inactive. I was afraid of the possibility that I could drop rank. So I just stood still, and I waited, and I hoped, and I prayed, and I tried, like, with every inch of my body to not think that she was going to go inactive, because I didn't have a backup plan. But she did, 1 week before the qualification for the retreat. So what did I have to do? I had to bust my ass. I had to figure it out. And I helped 2 people advance to Emerald in that 1 week, because I had a no-fail game plan right there. In just that week, I had a no-fail game plan. I was like, I'm going to this retreat. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to make this happen. So fast forward 2 weeks later, a discount coach goes inactive 1 week before the second qualification to go to the retreat, because our coach extended it. Once again, I'm like, what is this? Like, beat down Mackenzie day? You know, as if the first time wasn't bad enough. I was literally seriously considering, I'm not good enough for this. I can't work this business. I'm not going to be able to do this. Like, I'm not a business person. I don't understand the business. I'm just here to help people. That's what I hid behind. That was my little, facade, that I'm here to help people. It's okay that I don't understand the business. So what did I do that week? Because I had a freaking no-fail game plan, I found everyone in the universe to talk to. Because, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but you're never going to run out of people. There will always be people to talk to, always. So I found someone, and she needed me, and I helped her, and I helped her see results. So I stopped hiding behind this, I can't run a business, and I started understanding that the way we run this business is by helping people. When I started treating my business like a business, I started helping people, because I had systems. I had a plan. I knew what I was working toward. I had a no-fail game plan towards my business. Therefore, in the last 4 months, I've helped more people see transformations. I've hit higher Success Club numbers. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because I got my shit together, and I treated this business like a business. I stopped hiding behind, I'm just here to help people. I stopped hiding behind the warm and fuzzy, and I started putting in the longer hours. I was inviting until I couldn't invite anymore. I was, just doing the things that I never thought I was going to do, because I had a no-fail game plan. That was it for me. So where it all really started to turn as far as quitting my job, I started to get into this mindset. This was right after the retreat, and I'm like, I can't go back to work. I mean, guys, the night that I had to go bartend after the retreat, after everyone went home, after this magical weekend filled with growth and positivity and just incredibleness, I had to go back to work that night at 4 p.m. that day. I was literally in tears that night behind the bar. And this was a very regular thing. I was at work crying. I was coming home from work crying. I was literally miserable. I was here during a holiday because I couldn't request off for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I was sitting in my living room over Thanksgiving break. My boyfriend was with his family, Natalie and Mason, they live in Jacksonville. They were at home. I've never been in a more quiet and lonely apartment than I was that day. I knew that's when it all fell on my shoulders. And I'm telling you guys this because I don't want this to happen to you. I don't want this feeling to happen to you. I don't want you to hit this rock bottom. It wasn't a financial rock bottom. It was a holy shit. This is in my control. I am absolutely broken and I have done nothing to fix it. I am responsible for how much I'm crying right now, for how much I miss my family, for how much I don't want to go back to work, for how much it hurts to see a schedule come out and see a 50-hour week ahead of me. When I hadn't seen my boyfriend that whole week, I hadn't seen my family in months, I felt absolutely defeated. Not because of anything except the fact that it was my fault that I had gotten there. Because it's in my control. It's in my hands. It's my responsibility. And from that day forward, I just decided to take responsibility. That no matter what, no matter the failures, no matter the moments that, I totally felt completely and utterly broken, I was going to say, it's on me. And I told myself, you're going to be strong enough to accept that. Because if you can't accept that, if you're not willing to accept that your life is yours, there's nobody else in this world that can create the life that you want for yourself except you. Not Kelsey, not me, not your teammate, not the people on your team. Nobody else defines that except yourself. And I spent way too much time not having the balls to accept that myself, not having the balls to take full responsibility of my life, what I wanted, the big, incredible dreams that I had when I started this. They just floated out there. I wasn't working toward them. I was expecting them to just, fall into my lap one day. But one day is never going to come until you understand that you're not just the CEO of your business, you're the CEO of your life. So if you don't like it, you got to change it. And if things aren't working out, you got to work harder. You can't just stay where you are because you're going to wake up one day like I did, alone, crying, feeling defeated, and just absolutely want to give up. But you know why you're going to push forward? You know why you're going to continue? Because the thought of quitting scares you more than failing more along the way. That's what I had to start holding on to. I could not for a second go on any longer being all talk and no action. That shit's embarrassing. All right? That shit is embarrassing. Stop showing people and start proving to people that you're for real, that you can help people, and that this is your passion, that this is what you want to do. You've got to do things that are going to build that belief muscle. Because I'll tell you right now, that day, I wrote down on a sheet of paper, you will leave your bartending job on February 15th, 2017. Now, I'd set that goal a couple times. I set the goal to be diamond a couple times. I've set a bunch of goals. Haven't we all? I set a goal to lose 20 pounds for 2 years. I set a goal to leave my bartending job day one when I became a coach. But until I wrote that on a sheet of paper and I told myself, you are going to become whoever you have to be. You're going to grow into the person that you have to be to quit your job. Because it's not just something like you can just decide and then go do, right? That was a pretty huge goal. That was a huge goal. Being financially free, that's a huge goal. That's not going to happen overnight, and that's not going to happen by you being the same person that you are right now today sitting in this chair. Kelsey's got huge goals. She's shared them with me. But she understands that she's going to have to grow into the person that she needs to be to achieve those goals. So that's the second thing you got to have the balls to do. You've got to have the balls, I don't know why I keep saying that, to be on a journey that involves a lot of failure, a lot of lessons. It's not going to come easy. You're going to feel like you're failing a lot, because the harder you work, the more you feel like you're failing. The more people you talk to, the more objections you get. The more coaches you bring on, the more coaches that are going to quit. It's just the way it is. But that's what has to happen to grow. You can't just stay still because you're afraid of an objection, or because you're like, oh, that girl will never join me. You don't know. That's not your decision. Who made you God? Like, it's not up to you to decide what anybody's fate is. So why are you not asking every single person that you're talking to? I told myself that you're literally being a jerk by not inviting. Because I used to sit and think like sending 2 invites, like just kind of like squeezing them in, like very subtly being like, hey girl, like, I don't know if you'd be interested in this group. Just let me know. Okay, bye. Like, I was so subtle, so scared. Like, oh my God, I don't know if she's going to respond. Like, she probably thinks I'm crazy. Oh my God. And I would literally send like 2 invites a day, if that. Or like I would talk to somebody at my work and they seemed interested, and I'd be like, oh my God, they're totally going to sign up. I'm good. I'm good. Because I was too attached to the outcome that was behind invites. Like, I was afraid someone was going to think I was weird. I don't know why I would have ever thought that, because if my coach wouldn't have invited me, forget the coaching, and let's talk about how I wouldn't have lost 30 pounds. And let's talk about how all of you would probably not feel the way you do right now had your coach not had the balls to invite you. So you got to become somebody that can have a little thicker skin. It's not like that's going to happen overnight. When I posted that piece of paper on my door, I looked at it every single day that I left my house. I looked at it every single day that I was like, it's not important, because it was important. And, it sucks because I'd bust my ass for 5 hours, and guess what? I felt like I didn't get anywhere. But I could go work for 5 hours and make a couple $100. So what? That couple $100 is going to cap out. That couple $100 was ruining my life. It was an instant gratification. It was an instant cash in hand. And I don't do this business for that. That's not what I'm here for. But when you start working harder, you're going to feel like you should have more of an instant reward. And if you think that way, you've lost sight of what's truly important here. Because you're going to work really hard, and then one day you're going to wake up and you're still going to be working hard, but that's all going to compound way faster than any other job out there. Any other job. I was able to give myself a $400 raise last month. As a bartender, I would have needed a couple extra shifts to do that. But those shifts don't exist. They didn't exist. They weren't there. And they were depending on someone else and what other people thought of me. Build your belief muscle. Set that goal and do something every single day that's going to help you believe that you can achieve it. Send more invites. Read better personal development. Grow as a human being. And stop thinking that trainings and, like all these like crazy systems are what you need. You need to believe. Because you can be in a bajillion trainings. I was for 2 years. But until I believed that I was going to make this happen, I believed in this business and what it stands for. And I wasn't somebody else that's out there like, oh, it's just a scam. Like, you have to believe in your heart and soul that this is your future. Don't worry about plugging yourself into stuff. Worry about if you believe whether or not you're capable of achieving your goals, of achieving your dreams. Start there. Because once you believe that, then you're going to be able to do so much more. Because that's the number one thing that so many people lack. I lacked it. Like I said, I never thought it would be possible to quit my job. I never thought it'd be possible to send 50 invites in a week. And that's literally something that we can just do, right? But I was like, I don't know where I would find 50 people. That's weird. I never thought I would be the person who would hit Success Club 20. I just thought that was like Kelsey's thing. Like, I was like, oh, like, that's cool. Like, I would never probably be able to do that. I didn't believe in myself. So, guys, spend your time filling your pockets with people. If you catch yourself writing a post for 2 hours or scrolling Facebook for 2 hours, then you're not doing the right work. Your pockets of your day need to be filled with people. And that's not a hard saying to remember. I'm going through, don't wing things. Don't ever think, like, again, I was all like, I'm just not a big planner. Like, I'm just not like a big person that's into calendars and, you know, structure. However, I was literally drowning and I had no joy in the business because I was worried about, you know, staying afloat all the time. So don't think you can do this without a plan. You have to have some kind of structure. You have to have some kind of tracking system. You have to have a routine. You have to work from lists. You can't just like log into your Facebook and open up your Messenger and be like, okay, like I'll talk to these people today. You've got to have some kind of plan. And don't hide behind your social media. Like I said, I was super focused on shiny stuff. I was like, oh, I'm getting like so many likes. I'm so successful. No. I'd rather post a post now that is super raw, super authentic, and super freaking speaking to what I believe and get 6 likes than post a highlight reel and get 100. Because the right eyes will see it, and you have to believe that. Your social media is not about you, by the way. And we all forget that because we're like, oh, like it's my story. Woo, it's me as a coach. No, it's about your story and how it can inspire somebody else. It's about how it can add value to another life, how it can change another life. Yes, sometimes, you know, we're going to have different things on our social media. It's not always going to be, you know, like for other people. We do have to share our lives, but you need to be sharing your life in a way that you know you're crawling into somebody's heart. I already said that. Be a sponge. Natalie brought this to my attention that I was doing this and I didn't even realize it, but be a sponge. Listen to what your coach is saying. Watch what she's doing. Watch what other coaches are doing. And don't just stand there like full of water. Wring yourself out. Implement what you're soaking up. Because I don't want you guys to get off this call and be like, oh my God, she was so crazy. If that's the only thing you take away. Like, I don't want you to just get off of this and be like, wow, that was so inspiring. I want you to get off of this and be like, what is 3 things that she said to me that spoke to me that I can change today? And then change tomorrow. And then change the next day. Because it's not all going to happen in one night. You have to constantly be willing to build that confidence muscle. If you've never committed to a program 100%, do it tomorrow. If you've never spoken on a team call, if you've never gone live, if you've never shared something, you know, vulnerable, do it tomorrow. Do it tonight. Because that's how you build that belief. That's how I built the belief that I was going to quit my job when I made that goal 4 months prior. I was like, you aren't going to be able to build your job with the way that you think right now. So what can you do every single day so you lay your head down and you're no longer telling yourself you're not good enough, but you're telling yourself that you did enough, that you were present, that you were somebody that you're not disappointed in anymore. And how do you do that? You make your actions match your words. You cannot run this business unless you're putting in the work behind the scenes. I'm not telling you that that takes 6 hours a day. I'm telling you that you got to be doing the right work behind the scenes. Do not get lost in the pretty, shiny, fluffy, lovey-dovey flowers and rainbows of this business, the helping people. You're going to help people when you spend an hour in your inbox, when you're making sure that your challengers are involved and they're doing their programs and they're drinking their Shakeology. You're going to be successful when you're drinking your Shakeology, when you are doing your workouts, when you're not doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting to see the same result. You've got to work harder and you've got to do more. Because honestly, it is so lame to be the person that really wished for it and really hoped for it and really wanted it, but never got it. All because they didn't make the decision to work hard enough to get it. I don't want that for you guys. I didn't want that for myself. And, you know, that's what's going to ruin your business. When you think that you can hide behind the shiny and not do the honestly tough stuff behind the scenes, you're going to feel drained and you're going to lose your joy. So share yourself authentically. Be honest in conversations. Don't hold back with people. It is your responsibility to change that person's life. Take that very seriously and, you know, move forward with that. I feel like that's all I have. I was like, I think.
No, that was awesome. We have a couple questions in the chat box.
Yeah, let me check these.
She said, Lizzie asked what exactly you started doing differently. I think she answered that.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me grab my computer charger. I'm going to bring my computer with me. If there was one thing that I would say I started doing differently. Sorry, guys. I'm like such a hot mess. It's definitely my daily actions. I used to definitely not invite every single day. And I'm glad that you asked this, because that friend that you didn't add today on Facebook, okay, for example, would have been the friend that you would invite next week. And then that invite would have been the follow-up that you made the following week. So every time you don't do those daily actions that involve people, inviting, following up, adding people to your network, you're putting yourself like 5 steps back. Because one person means like 6 steps in this business. They're a friend request, they're a form, we are inviting them, we're following up again, we're following up again. So the number one thing that I started to change was my numbers. I made it a 100% priority to put more of my time into people. People became my priority, basically, I guess is what I would say I changed.
You also asked how you're finding more people to talk to.
That's a great question, because a lot of times I'm like, oh, I don't have like a like page. Like, I have one, but it's not growing. My Instagram is really growing. I think that really just comes down to like not being afraid to find more people to talk to, because I feel like we tell ourselves there's no one else, but you know, there's tons of ways to search hashtags. Go through your friends list and just go through the ABC to C's in the search bar. And I guarantee you're going to find people that you like literally forgot about. Because I think it's like a fear that there's no one else, and we're afraid of talking to more people. So we tell ourselves that there's no more people, because I had that same limiting belief. I just became a lot more real. Also, Natalie told me, one time she was like, if I went to your Facebook, all I would know about you is you're a brunette, you have a cute boyfriend, you live in Florida, and you have a transformation. So I told myself every single day I'm going to share something about myself that might not seem like a big deal, but it's something about myself. Every post doesn't have to be some earth-shattering, world-shaking thing. It just needs to talk about, something about yourself. That helps.
Yeah, and I think the finding more people whole thing with that is like, you have to look at your friends list. Like, obviously you're supposed to be expanding that every day, but I think the biggest thing like I do every day is like, I look at my friends list, which I have like 3,600 friends at this point, which took me a while to build. But I can honestly tell you I'm not spoken to all 3,600 of them. So, there's always people. Making sure that I'm getting out and adding new people to my network every day, getting into groups that interest me, adding them, talking to people in there, like forming and like just your inbox is not just including forming, like getting into your groups and just talking to people in the groups, like commenting on people's stuff, that's forming. You don't have to always be in your inbox. Like, I know that for those of you that are starting to really put more of an emphasis on Instagram right now, like forming, going through and liking and commenting on people's stuff in Instagram. It's people look at these numbers that like I put out or that Mackenzie puts out and they think that they're crazy, because like I do what I do in 40 minutes.
Yep.
And the longest part, and Haley said this last week on our team call, the longest part for me is creating my list that day. It takes me 10 minutes to like figure out who I'm going to go and talk to that day.
That's a great point. Because now, like, it's like as a full-time coach, you're like, oh my God, like I have all this time. Like, what am I going to do? But I still spend that same structured amount of time doing invites, doing follow-ups. And guys, I'll tell you right now, I could have been doing that for 2 years with another job. You don't need to be full-time. You can literally invite the shit out of people, add people to your network in 30 minutes, in 40 minutes, in an hour. So it's all in how you spend your time.
Yeah.
And I really started growing my Instagram. I do like half of my invites on Instagram now. And if you guys are ever wondering, like, is it different? I don't think so. I still slide into DMs the same way that I do on Facebook. And, I just have no fear behind that. If anything, on an Instagram, I feel like you see a little bit more into someone's life because it's all pictures. And you can just literally be like, oh my God, I love Starbucks too. Or if they have, a champagne bottle in their bio, I'm like, oh my God, I freaking love champagne. That's it. It's not like some kind of crazy thing. And liking someone's pictures, commenting on someone's pictures, in my opinion, that's forming. Once they know who you are, then I feel like that's a green light to go in and just genuinely ask with an invite. So.
I wrote a ton of stuff down. This was great. It really was.
Thank you so much. I feel like I was like sweating and saying balls a lot. I'm really sorry, you guys.
No, you did a great job. And honestly, I think that's something that we all needed to hear, because I think that's the big thing is like, it's all coming down to belief for sure and doing the work. And like, we all have the same amount of time in our day. It's just a matter of how we spend it. Like, like I said, it's people think that, oh, she's a full-time coach. That means she's sitting around all day. Guys, I wake my ass up at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. And when I actually sit down to work, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I do all my stuff and I'm done by 2. And then I spend time answering my messages and then I go about my day. When it comes to my actual sitting at my computer, other than like talking to my coaches and stuff like that, everything I do is like what I tell you guys to do in a normal power hour. Like, I don't do anything different. I'm just fast now because it's taken me a long time, and my numbers are a little bit higher, but that's it. It's all about, I love just the way that you worded that it's just like, make your to-do list about people. Because we are wasting so much time doing all the extra shit, scrolling Facebook.
I'm telling you, if I would have done that, you guys, Like, I always overwhelmed myself. I'm like, oh my God, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And you just have to make time. We all make time for our workouts. So why can't we make time to send 10 invites in a day? Or actually, I will share this with you. If that overwhelms you, what I do is I send like a mass amount and then spend the next day creating a relationship with that person. And then the next day I send like a big amount. And then the next day I create relationships, because I've always felt like I was like inviting people and then I wasn't really getting to talk to them. So if you are kind of crunched on time, balls to the walls, 10 invites. And then the next day, you know, create relationships with them and get to know them, and then repeat that the next day.
Yeah. It's just all about talking to people. Everything will always come back down to how many people you're talking to.
Yep.
That's what it's all going to come back to. No matter what, like you can sit there all day and make up all these excuses on why things aren't going wrong. And I will always come back and ask you how many people you talked to that day.
Can I tell you guys something really fast? This is the last thing I want to say because it just came into my mind. It has to do with Kelsey. And then I'm going to let you guys go because this is really great. When we were on the flight last year to go to the Success Club trip, Kelsey was like telling me how her phone was blowing up and like she had all these challengers messaging her, and like she was like afraid to leave her team, and like, you know, she had all of her challengers messaging her and her inbox was like going brrr. And I remember sitting there like thinking like, I can't think of one challenger that's going to try to reach me. And you never want to feel that way. Ever. You always, 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 always want to have people fleeing into your inbox, talking to you, whether it's that they want to join your group or they're in your group and they're excited or they have questions. Make sure that inbox is always firing off.
And with that said, because it will, and you might not think it's going to happen yet, whenever you're doing it will, like I wake up every day to 70 plus. It's a lot. Okay. I get it. But I make sure, and I want to throw this out there because with her saying this, you do not have to get back to all 70 or whatever it is in one sitting. You set a timer for yourself and you talk to them. So do not get yourself overwhelmed, because literally I got in my inbox today and I literally was breaking out in hives. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. 7 people need me right now. Like, what am I supposed to do? But obviously Zach's on trip, so I had time today. But honestly, that I literally will set a timer for 10 minutes and then I'll get back to the next people the next day. Like I don't. So yeah, I mean, you want that though. Like you should be excited when that happens, but you don't want to wake up the next day with nothing in your inbox.
Exactly.
Make it a goal to get like 2 messages minimum
a day. Yes. Love that. Thank you guys so much. Sorry that was so long. Oh my God.
Thank you. That was awesome. I know that I took a lot away from it. I know they did too. And we really appreciate you being here.
Sorry, I was like, oh God. I'm sorry.
Guys, I will see you guys next week. I'm going to talk to you guys about just kind of bouncing off of this one, just doing it, what you need to be doing every single day and all that good stuff, and taking action in the right ways and what you should be doing. And then for those of us heading to Punta Cana, we're heading to Punta Cana in a week, so that's awesome too. But I will see you guys next week. I'm really excited for you guys to see the Success Club board tomorrow. It's looking pretty freaking awesome, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, have a great week, and I will talk to you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.